Welcome back, everyone, to the Succession series on Rule the Waves, playing as France, with the historical gamer XDRG and myself, Tortuga Power. In the last episode, tensions rose with Germany and ultimately brimmed over into war. And the only naval battle which has been fought so far was a convoy raid in the Indian Ocean outside of Tanganyika or whatever this is. And it ended up in a draw. Not much was done. I mean, we went over and we sank a merchant ship, but it was considered still a failure for us because we were expected to sink more than that. Now, in real war, that would still be a narrow victory for the French, considering we were outclassed 2 heavy cruisers, or I should say 2 armored cruisers to 1. Now, the state of affairs for us, I have done a few changes off camera. First of all, a lot of people on the stream I did last time were really clamoring, and other people have been mentioning this in the comments, that they want to be named something. They want to put their name on a ship. And we saw that Historical Gamer kind of set this precedence by naming the Historical Gamer class, but on top of that, including a few people who were watching the stream at the time. I don't want to get too carried away with this because I like to have thematic ships. So it was proposed, and I accepted Incompetent Idiot's compromise, that perhaps I could just accept names which are thematically appropriate. And so now I will accept your name as long as it's a French name. We've already had like Les Écarlates, that's the Scarlet. And we have, in my Devastation class, I always leave the original, the namesake, unchanged. I actually renamed the Les Écarlates is actually the old Tortuga Power, but I didn't need to be named anything. So, in the Devastation class, we have the Abouye Tuyos, the Algérie, Naufrage, and Sacré Bleu. I'm really sorry about all the pronunciations, but hey, that's the comedy of listening to this anyways, right? And I just named any old ships anything. I don't want to rename any of the Ocean class, Marengo class, because they're a little outdated. I'd be happy to name people light cruisers that they want. Right now, all the heavy ships have been taken. So, just if you do want to see your name or pretend to be a captain in the fleet, by all means in this video, just leave a comment. Specifically, ask me for the name of what type of ship you want. Because it's like for the Marengo classes, we have party commissar, so these I would consider also open. And Solferino is generally the name of a different class for battleships itself, so I wouldn't mind renaming somebody into the Marengo class as well. Or if you are super interested, you might just kind of leave your name on the list for the future possible battlecruiser if we get to that point. But enough about what has gone on. Let's look at what's happening in the current moment. Assuming that the Schleifen plan is going on right now and France is engaged in heavy entrenched warfare, we, in the Navy, are having a problem with being blockaded by the German fleet. And in this case, in contrast to history, the Royal Navy is not coming to help us. In fact, they're quite upset at us themselves. So there was no entente formed, and we are alone against the might of Germany. This is actually a pretty precarious position because if we see here, they are blockading us, and the points they have is double ours. Where does this come from? An enormous amount of battleships. They have 12 battleships to our 20. They have 22 battleships to our 12. On top of that, they have 2 dreadnoughts out. I think one is we saw their Weissling? No, what was it? Rhineland. Yes, they have a Rhineland class, which I'm not too impressed by. Just 6 12-inch guns and 9.5-inch belt. Speed of 20. 18,000 ton ship. We could easily take this on with our existing battleships. But the Westphalen is a little bit more difficult. She's going to pose an 8 12-sided broadside. An 8 12-inch gun broadside, I should say. This is the, what are they called? I forgot the name. I'm blanking on the name. The side turret configuration. There's a name for it, but I can't remember. Wing. Yes, this is the wing turret configuration that we almost did ourselves, but I opted for the centerline turrets once we had 4 centerline available, which essentially just saves us the weight of 1 turret that we put in the middle instead. But these have the advantage of being able to fire at a wider range. So there's something still to be said about this design. And some people were kind of chiding me for not doing this design with the 2, and I could have done it with the 2 superimposed rear. And I don't blame you. I think there's merits to both designs. I don't think that there's a wrong choice, but you could easily get away with doing either one. And because I could have done this one earlier, then maybe there's a reasonable argument to be made that this is not as good of a design. Now, there are a lot of people also talking in the comments that the exact design I did should be done with four triple turrets. That's just impossible. I mean, I accept all criticism, and I think the hardest thing as a content creator on YouTube is to listen to people's criticisms, because over the internet it's hard to listen in a way which you don't take it as criticism, more as, I mean, it's hard to take things as constructive criticism as opposed to just taking it as like a personal attack. But being able to get out of that is really important, I feel. So to sit into this this constructive criticism perspective, the idea of 4 triple turrets is just impossible. You can see even at max displacement available to us, 29,000, that there's just no way I could possibly recover 1.7 tons of turret. I mean, look, I can bring the turret armor down to 9. I can bring the belt down to 8.5. I can bring the conning tower down to 11, and then we can get the 4 triple line turrets. Is that really the ship you want to build? Well, I don't think so. Especially in the turrets department, from what I understand, or not even understand, but just my experience playing and common sense, the more turrets you have, the more likely it is you get a flash fire. France is not particularly susceptible to that as the British are, but I just feel it's very naive and not a good decision to leave your turrets so low. So this design configuration would never worked. It could have worked if we decided to kick things down to 14-inch guns. Then you can still get maybe, 11.5, 9. Let's get something up on the conning tower. Okay, this won't work, but we're almost there. We could have fooled around with this, maybe drop this down to only 9 6-inch guns per side. This would have been something fine. I could have done the 12 14-inch guns instead of 10 15-inch guns, but I didn't. And you can criticize that. That would be a reasonable criticism. You could have gone to 14-inch. And this is something I was debating about. I don't know if it was really highlighted in the last video, but it's definitely something I considered for a long time. Ultimately, I think the merits of going with the larger caliber guns, that the increased penetration and the increased damage per hit is worth the slightly decreased amount of lead on target. So we're down 2 guns, but these are also the 2 guns that are going to be firing the least often. Nonetheless, I really like all the criticism. As long as it's done in a respectful manner, especially. I will always respond to the criticism. It's good. It challenges me to think. So very good. Let's continue with that. Some people were mentioning why torpedoes. Well, you never know when you're going to find yourself point blank range. In fact, very, very, very often, almost exclusively when you get beyond 1915. The limiting factor is not vision, it's weather. So you'll have vision, you'll have like weapon range way beyond your vision almost all the time after 1915. So then in that case, it's not your guns limiting your range, which, otherwise you'd be firing from very, very, very far away. It's just how good your vision is of the enemy. And if you have any kind of night battle or bad weather, the vision is going to be well within torpedo range, especially since we're approaching 1910 and on. So that's my 2 cents about all that. The next step is just to get into war. Not to get into war, but to continue our war, and I'm sure that we're going to have... off camera, I also put all of our minesweepers onto coastal patrol, so we fulfilled our patrol requirement, and then some. Oh, good, we have light cruiser armor configuration. So I could make a new light cruiser, and I do like light cruisers, so that's not a bad idea. But I think battle cruisers are going to be the next thing necessary. Okay, good torpedoes. Let's see what happened here. Our submarines sank 2 ships, but... Oh, what? Our submarines sank 2 ships, but 3 French submarines were sunk. Huh. Oh, I'm French, of course. Yeah. Okay, so 3 of our submarines were sunk, but they were able to sink 2 ships. And with our good coastal patrol, we were able to sink 1 of the German submarines. I'm going to opt for this cruiser battle because this one, it appears, might be in... I don't know if this is considered Northern Europe or... There is a bug where sometimes you get Mediterranean battles up here. Let's find out. Depends on which ships we have. Aha, the Deputy Trois. Yeah, this is definitely the Northern Europe fleet. And it looks like all of our heavy cruisers are available here. So the Deputy Trois is escorting, it looks like, our very heavy La Touche-Treville. Very good. So I think we have a good chance of winning this, assuming we're not up against a battlecruiser. And I don't think their battlecruiser, their earliest battlecruiser, will leave dry dock until 1910. So let's get the window to match up with the recording screen. Because of the different executables used, I use just capture screen, and I do have to maneuver things around in between battles and the strategic map. But it doesn't take long. Now we'll just move until we spot the enemy. That didn't take very long. Oh, dear me. And she's right behind us. Okay, that's fine. It gives our better, like our heavy cruiser, armored cruiser, a chance to return to, actually, like to engage first. I'm going to set these guys to core line ahead. This guy will be independent. Yeah, we'll go ahead and encourage torpedo launching. I don't know if it'll happen, but we'll encourage doing so anyway, hopefully to trip up the enemy. And they are starting dead stopped. Unfortunately, they're going to have... Oh my gosh, what do we have here? The ships have split. Now, the Marseillais is got 6 12-inch guns. No, 6 6-inch guns per side and 7 4-inch guns. So we should have plenty of firepower to deal with these destroyers. We'll just have to make sure that we don't get caught in any of the torpedo path ourselves. Now the first shot from this heavy cruiser has hit us. But let's see if we can't ring our way wind side. The last time I did this La Touche-Treville, we got a little bit lucky. Oh, no, I haven't taken the La Touche-Treville into combat yet. Never mind. Okay, now we know this is the Prince Adalbert class. Adalbert. She has 10-inch guns, 7-inch gun secondaries. Oh my gosh. She is old, though, so it probably puts her on ranged finders. And she does have weaker armor. I think if we stay at a little bit of distance to make sure that their 10-inch guns... Well, I mean, honestly, their 10-inch guns will probably just penetrate our armor no matter what. But if we can hit them with our 8-inch guns, we'll probably be penetrating, especially from such close range. They only have a 5-inch belt. Yeah, I think we're in a good shape to just kind of... Let's try to push them back south so that we can get more of our cruisers involved. That would be ideal. We'll just bring our full broadside. Oh man, they have already done... That's probably a 7-inch gun, because medium... I think 10-inch guns are considered heavy. But we are doing some damage to their destroyers. We've already taken one out. Okay, we will just kind of work the Adalbert into our Deputy Trois area. And we'll take wind side with the La Touche-Treville. Okay, Deputy Trois has actually started hitting the S-60, which is good. And the Adalbert is definitely engaging our southern ships. Now, we're probably going to have to go head on for a little while here. The Marseillais doesn't need to, but these ones who are pursuing, they will. And where are ships here? They don't have the tertiary guns, so they will be a little bit worse off against destroyers, but not so bad. I'm worried about them faring poorly. Our hope here is just to track down this one armored cruiser and give the French a victory. Okay, this is good. They are returning fire, but they didn't even penetrate our extended belt. Now, we're not sure we're hitting, but we're not sure we're penetrating. The same situation may be happening, but it doesn't penetrate. Okay. Slow and steady, boys. Just keep up sustained fire from a distance. We're playing the odds here. Okay, that swing, we need to make sure that we swing up with them. Swing back. No, like this, like this. Yes, we want to bring the Marseillais down. Okay, good. I mean, we want to bring the Adelbart down to these guys. It's a greater concentration of fire. Also using 8-inch guns. Basically, we have 8-inch guns down here, only 4 up here. The better thing for us, of course, is to be firing more 8-inch guns than less. And the more she's moving around like this, the worse off she really is. I'm predicting a turn back to the east here, so there it is. We will want to match that with a movement of our own. Just a circle, keep them caught between us so that they can't escape. And they're really coming in close. I'm not sure this is a good idea. Look at that. A solid broadside. Landing 2 8-inch guns and 2 6-inch guns. From this close, I'm pretty sure all that is penetrating. And actually this leaves our Marseillais open to the destroyer, which she's better at destroying anyway. Although it's the Deputy Trois who's firing 6-inch guns and hitting the destroyer. Although which destroyer? No, they're firing at the wrong one. This is the only active one. This one's gotten her already. Okay. Interesting, we're firing 3. How do we manage 3 8-inch guns? Kind of a mystery to me. That's okay. Alright, I think we're slowing her down a little bit. Yeah, medium damage, but more importantly down to 10 knots. That's probably the more telling sign of her damage. And we've managed to gain wind side with the Deputy Trois as well. Still putting on that heavy fire. They are returning fire, secondary battery hit, but our secondary armor is actually quite high. Well, 3.25, 3.5. That's actually not as high. Is this one the higher one? 3. No, I was misreading conning tower then. But nonetheless, I think that it's more important for us to take a little bit of fire, just getting close. So we will just really pour on the heat right now. Even though we're taking several hits. But I'm willing to exchange fire right now. Oh, the Deputy Trois is really getting hit. There it is. A better turn for us. Ah, that's really good. When I see Prince Adelbart being hit by everything, that's... Oh my god, no. Well, the Deputy Trois is surely a goner. I don't see any way by which she can recover from this. Gonna bring her down to nothing. Wait. Oh, shoot. Wrong one. I really want to... I'm going to see if I can do this. I'm going to detach the Petit Trois. It might not work. Detach. Now, I'm going to take her off air control. Turn her this way. I want to set her down to like 2. Just enough for her to turn. This one, keep going squad max so we get beyond so that the Deputy Trois does not reattach. That's the hope. Okay, let's see if that works. Her flooding is likely going to cause her to sink. I don't think we have good enough fire control at this point to survive a torpedo hit. But we'll do our damnedest. And the Brew will continue the pursuit. Looks like we've set her on fire. She's medium damage on fire. Yeah, okay. So how are you going to do? We have actually limited the flooding, which is a very good thing. If we continue to do that, we might just pull this out. Another hit, another hit. Oh, a whole broadside. The Marseillais and the Brew both paired up to get a massive amount of lead on target. Oh my gosh, 4 6-inch shell. We're just really laying into him now. And although I have this black flag indicating that we're allowed to launch torpedoes, you can see that my ships in general do not prefer to launch torpedoes. Now the Brute just had a fire started on her. It says, I guess we'll wait one turn and see that. No, I guess the fire was already extinguished. Well, I don't know, but we've done it. We've taken care of the problem. 146. She has 3,600 left. She may just control that in time. Okay, let's swing in hard. We want to start dodging some of the fire. And it looks like she's engaging only the Brew, so we can kind of angle in with the Marseillais. And you just leave the Brew on, like, avoidance. Some avoiding action. We do not want them to return to the Deputy-Trois. We have to somewhat protect her. It would be a great time to launch torpedoes. That would really end things in a hurry. Okay, Marseillais, why don't you take the destroyer? It sounds weird. But take the destroyer, which you are actually starting to do. And the Brew will be in charge of sinking the Prince Adalbert. Good. We are doing it correctly. Even the Deputy-Trois is still firing long range at the... it's going to be close. I think she may just survive, which would be a miracle. It is a massive difference. I pointed this out in my previous series, but just in case you haven't seen any of those or you haven't heard me say this before. It's a massive difference, just enormous, between taking one tick of damage away from sinking, like the most massive amount of damage but not sinking, versus actually sinking. Because your ship, even without sinking, it can maybe 4 months at port to repair, but then it's back to full, and you don't take a major penalty in the victory point category. So it's pretty big. I think we have this one won. It looks like she's finally decided to launch torpedoes, but she's missed with both. We don't have torpedo technology highlighted in our training, and I guess it's showing here. But that's okay. The Brew is launching torpedoes from much closer. Hopefully that's a hit against a stationary target. And it is. Good. So we can kind of leave her alone now. She's surely going down. Marseillais is actually going to chase this destroyer, if we can. And we don't want to get too close to the Deputy-Trois because we don't want her to reattach to the Brew. So we're going to have the Brew make another pass. How about this time with her starboard so that she can launch more torpedoes if she so chooses. Still waiting for the Marseillais to track down this destroyer. We are getting a few hits. An 8-inch hit. Oh my god. Yeah, she's going down now. Okay. So it looks like this is going to be a total victory for the French Navy. Although the Adalbert appears to be moving still, we don't want her to get any closer to the Deputy-Trois. Let's keep the Marseillais between the Deputy and the Prince. That way the Brew can be on the other side and not have to worry about reattaching the Deputy. Which the reason why that's bad is that she'd start moving again, and part of the way you can control flooding, which we've managed to do by some miracle, is by just putting your ship completely to stop, getting basically the entire ship to focus on damage control. So this is good. This is a fantastic result. I'm like elated, really elated with this. And what's going to happen as soon as we actually sink this ship is I'm going to have all of our ships come to a total stop so that we don't ever move the Deputy-Trois. I don't think she's capable of doing anything to the Deputy-Trois at this point, the German ship, German armored cruiser, but oh boy. So I apologize also if there's still some outside noise. I'm just... Oh, no. See, I think she attached for a moment, and this is the problem. It's very easy for her to reopen her wounds. Her bulkhead will rupture under the high speeds, and that would be a big problem. So let's try to avoid the Brew getting anywhere near the Deputy-Trois, and she's sunk. Now we don't have any lighter ships, but at this point it would actually be nice to pick up survivors, because we have no other mission for the rest of our ships. So what I'm going to do is just have them come to a stop in the water, and we'll speed up to... I could, it would be nice, if I didn't have the Deputy Trois in the situation she's in, I could move and attempt to raid any of the ships on the coast, but in order to be a little bit safe about things, I'm just going to call everyone to a stop. Okay, and this is how we will end up ending this battle. We only have to wait another 100 minutes. Oh god. We sighted an unknown ship. Well, crap. Get you away. You flank down this way. I think it's a destroyer. Oh, it's not. Well, we're at the point... Oh, okay. Well, let's look at this. Prince Heinrich class. Something very sinkable and 20 knots. Marseille, go. You must fly like the wind. I don't know why I talked like that. It is neither a French accent nor anything else discernible. But we're going to do it. We're going to go after her. And I need the... this is the difficult thing. Yeah, we need the Deputy to actually pursue at a low speed. I think we can take this ship. We'll start circling outside. Just make sure she doesn't circle around on our injured companion. But then we'll go in for the kill. We actually landed a hit already. Another unknown ship. Good God, that is a smaller one though. I'm pretty sure. Light cruiser, yes. We'd chomp that thing to pieces. Marseille's taken a few hits. Could possibly due to the fact that the smoke is blowing back in our faces. The wind is not on our side right now. Königsberg class, light cruiser. Something we could easily kill. Again, the problem is the Deputy Trois is not really in... If I detach her, the other problem is the AI is not smart. It will move the Deputy Trois back to a friendly port. It is true, generally. But they'll move at their fastest speed, and then they'll rupture their own bulkhead. There's no good solution here. There really should be a smarter AI. I probably should have asked about this on the forum. If they can just, if you can set like a max speed for them, or if they can know not to rupture their own bulkhead. If I know how to do that, I would certainly command them to do it, so whatever. I guess we're just going to go in on this Prince Heinrich. Even though the Marseille is taking a little bit of damage. Not bad. Not bad. Is it affecting our fire too much? We are low on ammunition. Ah, that's the reason. In fact, our forward guns are out. We only have our rear gun. That's important. You can see that ammunition, even for these are no longer one-on-one battles. That's why we're losing it, because this ship has been firing at destroyers as well as the heavy cruisers. So I think we'll let them disengage out. It doesn't look like they're interested in disengaging. Okay, well then Brew, get in there. How's your ammunition situation? You also only have your rear gun. Good God. Well, the interesting thing about this is we can do like a rear-facing action, and we won't lose any of our turret capabilities, but... Okay, they're coming in. Our one functioning turret jammed, it appears. Yes. Oh, and now the Brew one jammed. Okay, but she's back. If we just disengage at this point, the battle will come to an end. I'm perfectly happy to do that if they are. Looks like they are. And as soon as we leave sight, that should go away. No? Still nothing? There it is. Alright, a major victory for the French. We sank a heavy cruiser, we sank 3 destroyers, we even lightly damaged, I guess, that other light cruiser. So, basically everything worked out well. I didn't even realize we had surviving merchants, but 200 points in the face of a 15,000 is inconsequential. So if we wanted, we could actually look at... Oh, I just closed it? Is there a way to get back to that report? No. I don't know how to get back to that report. It's okay. We don't need to. I wanted to actually take a look at the ships they were using. We could have gotten detailed information, but that's okay. So surprisingly, even the amount of damage they did, the light damage they did, because of our ships are so heavy, they're worth quite a lot in terms of victory points. So they actually gained quite a few. It puts us even slightly behind in the VP race because they're blockading us every turn. Okay, well, in this blockade, when they get to a big fleet battle, I don't think we'll call the Charles Martel and the Brennus up from the Mediterranean just yet. That is something we will be doing as soon as we have a fleet battle and we knock out some battleships, because right now if I brought them up, they would just enter into a fleet battle and possibly slow us all down. I'd rather fight with my best ones, with less but more quality, than include those guys into our fleet. So I'll wait for a fleet battle, really. But once we get that fleet battle, once some battleships are knocked out, we'll bring them in as reinforcements, as like a second wave. And hopefully after that, we'll have our numbers bolstered enough that we don't have to worry about losing these points. So we're 319 to 171 already, just by what we've done in that last turn. And that's already something. Oh, another thing, of course, I'm neglecting to do is commit a lot of my foreign stations areas to raiding. And even my heavy cruisers in Northern Europe, I think, should probably commit themselves to raiding. So what we want to see is, do we have enough tonnage in the Indian Ocean? 14.7. Okay, I thought I sorted by this. Right bottom. 14.7. Okay, so we can do one or both. One or the other, but not both. Let's commit the Trude to raiding. And in Northern Europe, we will get... I don't think we need... Well, I want the Sardinias kind of on fleet help. But as we've seen, our heavy cruisers, our armored cruisers, I should say, are the superior. So let's get these guys into raiding mode, as well as the Depetitois, which we have one of. So we have these guys all to raiding mode. That'll help our merchant raiding in Northern Europe. We have plenty of ships. Let's bring all these Brandleba up. No, okay, let's leave maybe 5. Let's bring most of them up to Northern Europe, where the battle will begin. We can also use them. I think they're 1 point each. That's something. In West Africa, 17.5. So we can set both. We only need one ship to not be raiding. We'll do it like this. That should still be good. And in Southeast Asia, we can also get some ships in Southeast Asia to raid. How about these 3 to raiding? That's not that much, and yeah, 32,200, that's good. We started with unrest level of only 2 entering into this battle. That's going to be important, because as they blockade us, I think our unrest will go up. And that's probably all I want to do. So I think we'll call this video to a close here. It's been a successful battle, heavy cruiser, armored cruiser, I should say, engagement. Just push on one more turn to see what kind of battle we'll be fighting next. I'll save that one, and then we'll pick it up in the next episode. Alright, so our raiders are out on the waters. We sank 1 ship in West Africa, 1 ship in Southeast Asia, and look at that, our trade disruptions from just those few ships are already causing some shortages in Germany. So we will do the merchant ship raiding, the technichal, and they will do just a pure blockade of our ports, which, I mean, in theory it should be worse, but... And a cruiser battle. Do I want to accept this? Another Bay of Biscay engagement. If I decline, it's possible we'll get a fleet battle, which would be more exciting. Okay, so we have to do the Toustraville anyway. That's okay. In fact, what are we at? 35 minutes? I might just try and knock this one out very quickly, because it's a single ship, which is easier to control. And it's really going to be simple what we do. If it's a... I think there's no ship which can match the two Straville, except for the battle cruisers eventually, but they are not out yet. They start with the wind advantage again. That's a bummer. So let's try to do this pretty quick. Yeah, Prince Henrique class. I think we should be the better. Yeah, definitely. Let's just close right away, instantly, and try to engage. I will also encourage torpedo launches. Okay, let's settle into an engagement position. I'm trying to swing behind them so I can get the wind on my side. Now the wind is actually on my side. I've done it. Okay, let's just go down to normal and I'll just run this. Oh, wow. Well, this is something we should pay attention to, though. This turn has been very big. We were hit with 3 of their guns and another gun. What do they have? So, oh, they only have 6 and 5 inch. So this is probably 6 and this is probably 5. 7 versus 10. Yeah, so their 6-inch guns is what they can bring. It looks like they can bring 7 of those to bear, and they can only... No. They can bring 10 6-inch guns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They can only bring 9. I must have miscounted. Okay, 14. Take away these, it's 10 per side. No, that's 5 each, plus the 4. That's 9. For sure, they can only bring 7 5-inch guns to bear per side, so the 7 must be the 5-inch guns. I don't know how they got this 10. They're cheating. But we have also hit them with an 8-inch, a 6-inch, and a 4-inch. It's like Goldilocks, a little bit of each. Very important turn, but let's just run continuously, and we'll have to do... Oh, wow, so we are the one taking a lot of hits, actually. Is it impairing our ability to fire yet? No. Once we're starting to see damage there, we know we really have to worry. Okay, we're still swapping fire. Our armor should be high enough. 8-inch belt. It's not helping. Oh, they actually destroyed one of our turrets. No good. Jeez. Should we disengage? Our armor should be good enough. I would far prefer a different cruiser design right about now. With heavier guns, 9-inch guns perhaps. But we have set them on fire, and this is just ship we should, in theory, way outclass this. No, 12,000 to 15,000. But just their 6-inch guns. This is truly a light cruiser killer. I'm trying to get a little range so that they don't penetrate our armor as much. Even though it decreases our ability to hit them. 8-inch guns hit. Yeah, so this is good. Fire is spreading. That's not good. Actually, I want to go as fast as we can. This will prevent us from being hit as often, I think. It looks like we've regained the accuracy advantage, so I'm going to keep going. They're the one turning, which is good. That's always good. Single torpedo at this point would be devastating, though, so we need to keep shifting. Oh, man. It's just, I mean, those are none of those are significant, but okay, there's 2 more 6-inch hits. What's their armor again? 5. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. This is really we're slugging it out, man. Much closer than I expected. Another 8-inch hit. I fear for torpedoes, I'm going to go and essentially cross their T from the rear. We don't have anything but our front turret anyway. So it's kind of an interesting situation. It doesn't matter. Let's just follow them astern. Oh, looks like our rudder is jammed just directly ahead. Or we're not listening to orders. There it is. We're back. I mean, we are taking a lot of damage. Let's try to shift back up so we regain the wind advantage. And now we're getting a broadside off. Hopefully our 6-inch guns can make I mean, they probably don't fire very quickly because of the turret configuration. But we're still getting a few hits off here and there. Is our ammunition depleted? Nope, still have plenty of ammunition, so keep up that fire, if you wouldn't mind. I think we have them. There it is. That was a good one. Even though it's only 4-inch hits. Let's change back to the other side. I'm not very worried about torpedoes with these kind of angles, but... And they're also on fire. It's a good thing. I don't really know what fire does, except for I'm pretty sure it greatly diminishes your ability to aim, your accuracy. Should be just another moment here. Let's actually move back to full speed. Yeah, we're landing the hits now. Should just be a matter of time. We get in nice and close. Land our front 8-inch guns over and over and over again until she's had enough. And I think that's it. I think she's had enough. Actually, just stay locked on. There it is. We hit him with a torpedo and we sunk it. So this is a major victory, but barely, I would say. Heavy damage to our ship. We came out ahead though. Fantastic. So this is the heavily armored cruiser. We expected her to be the most dominant ship. Again, having these turrets knocked out, obviously only having 5 inches of turret armor is not going to prevent these kind of situations. You know, if they land a good turret hit, it will knock our turrets out. But we came out ahead in the end. We may have suffered quite a lot of damage, but victory is all that really matters. And our ship did not sink, so she'll be available probably in another 2-3 months or so. Oh, I closed it again before I really got to look at this ship. And she's sinking now, so we can't activate her. Well, that's fine. And that actually put us just a smidge ahead. So good. Now I have run over time, so I will call this episode to a close here. So far, 2 successful armored cruiser engagements. Skirmishes, really, in the north. I think those were both in the Bay of Biscay, actually, right? The last one... I can't remember, actually, if it was in the Northern Sea or the Bay of Biscay. I already forgot. Still waiting on that big fleet battle, which will truly turn the war one way or another. And I'll be looking for that, but we'll do that in the next video. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next.